One of two Marine aviators recovered after the crash of a fighter jet and a refueling tanker near Japan has died. The other is in fair condition tonight. Search efforts continue to locate the other 5 missing personnel. The Marines say the 2 planes collided during routine training off the Japanese coast. There are new concerns tonight that North Korea is not limiting its nuclear program, but is in fact expanding a major missile base. This comes as the president's top diplomat meets with his North Korean counterpart. More on that tonight from State Department correspondent Rich Edson.
North Korea is expanding a missile base deep in its mountainous interior near its border with China. Quote, because of that location, the base is a strong candidate to receive North Korea's newer missiles, including those that can strike the United States. That's the assessment of the Middlebury Institute of International Studies, a California-based graduate school, and Planet Labs. Researchers evaluating new satellite images say they show North Korea continues work on the Yongjae-dong missile base and a suspected new facility nearby. They say Kim Jong-un continues producing and deploying nuclear-armed missiles, just as he ordered in January before meeting in June with President Trump in Singapore. The State Department refuses to comment on the report, as there are concerns U.S. efforts to disarm North Korea are stuck.
President Trump's trying to give the North Koreans a chance to live up to the commitments they made at the Singapore summit. He's held the door open for them. They need to walk through it.
This morning, Secretary of State Mike Pompeo met with South Korea's foreign minister, where the State Department says they again discussed North Korea's nuclear arsenal. The administration points to the ongoing discussions with the North Korean government and suspended nuclear and missile tests as progress, though offers little evidence North Korea is actually dismantling its weapons.
The bottom line is, if they want out from underneath the UN Security Council resolution sanctions, they're going to have to make progress.
The next step appears to be another meeting between President Trump and Kim Jong-un to try to agree to some specifics on how exactly North Korea would dismantle its nuclear weapons program. The president says he'll likely meet with Chairman Kim next month or the month after. Brett?
Rich Edson at the State Department. Rich, thanks. Up next, why Elizabeth Warren's path to the Democratic presidential nomination in 2020 seems to be getting a little bumpier. We'll explain. First, beyond our borders tonight, Ecuador's president is ramping up pressure on WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange to leave his country's embassy in London. Lenin Moreno says Britain has provided sufficient guarantees that Assange will not be extradited to face the death penalty abroad. Assange has been at the embassy since 2012 after being charged with sex crimes in Sweden. New protest marches took place this evening in Greece on the 10th anniversary of the fatal police shooting of a teenager. Hours earlier, masked youths attacked police with firebombs and stones. The teen was killed on December 6, 2008 by a policeman following an altercation. That death led to a 2-week outburst of the worst violence Greece had seen in decades. U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Nikki Haley was unable to get a condemnation of Hamas approved by the General Assembly today. Haley's action was thwarted by a procedural move from Bolivia and the Arab states. The outgoing ambassador sought to have Hamas condemned by the UN for the first time over its terror activities against Israel. Just some of the other stories beyond our borders tonight. We'll be right back.